Most people think they know where DC's old money lives, but they're wrong. In this video, I'm showing you the 5 specific areas where architectural significance, land scarcity, and generational wealth create price points that separate these neighborhoods from everywhere else in the city. And after 10 years in DC real estate, the numbers tell a story the internet doesn't. Two centuries of diplomatic prestige don't happen by accident. When serious wealth started clustering in DC, Kalorama became ground zero, and the architectural restrictions that followed mean it's staying that way. The name literally means fine view in Greek. Joel Barlow, poet and diplomat, named it that when he purchased the estate back in 1807. The Sheridan-Kalorama Historic District is what we're talking about. This area is packed with embassies and chanceries, creating a sophisticated international atmosphere you won't find anywhere else in the city. The architecture alone sets it apart. Grand mansions, Victorian-style villas, classical revival homes, all built with what historical records describe as dignity and propriety in design. These aren't cookie-cutter developments. Every property has architectural significance. The real estate market here reflects that exclusivity. The median home price in Sheridan-Kalorama Historic District hits around $890,000 in November 2025, but that's actually for more accessible properties. Higher-end listings, we're seeing median prices around $1.7 million, and those are just the medians. The top-tier properties push significantly higher. What drives these premiums is 3 things. First, lot size. In a city where land is incredibly scarce and elevations range from sea level along the Potomac to just 410 feet at Fort Rennell Park, finding large, detached homes on generous lots is rare. Kalorama offers that. Second, renovation quality. These aren't quick flips. We're talking sophisticated, high-budget renovations that respect the historic character while modernizing systems and interiors. And wait until we get to Cleveland Park. The price difference for historic architecture is going to surprise you. And the third one is location itself. You're embassy adjacent. You've got tree-lined streets, and there's very low turnover. People who buy here tend to stay. But let me be completely honest about the trade-offs, because this isn't for everyone. Renovation complexity is real. You're dealing with historic constraints, preservation requirements, and the expectation that any work you do maintains the architectural integrity. Plus, the carrying costs are substantial. Property taxes, maintenance on homes this size, and ongoing upkeep add up quickly. This combination of diplomatic prestige and historic architecture creates a market dynamic you won't see replicated elsewhere in DC. But if embassies and grand estates aren't your style, well, there's another neighborhood with completely different vibes, and they have character that commands equally impressive prices. Now listen, if you're seriously considering any of these historic DC neighborhoods, understanding architectural significance and preservation requirements is just a starting point, and I'm here to help you out. All my contact is down below, so reach out today. Now, let's look at good old Georgetown. Colonial history preserved in brick and mortar. That's Georgetown in 5 words, and the scarcity of these federal-style row houses is exactly why they're selling faster than almost any luxury market in the city. This neighborhood was founded in 1751, making it DC's oldest neighborhood. It literally predates the nation's capital by 4 decades. Walk these cobblestone streets, and you're not just seeing history preserved, you're walking through the blueprint that influenced how the entire capital developed. The entire neighborhood is a designated National Historic Landmark, which means the protected character isn't optional. Federal-style row homes dominate, many with renovated interiors that balance modern amenities with historic charm. You'll also find occasional carriage house-style setups that offer unique layouts and character. The supply is incredibly tight. New construction basically doesn't exist, and turnover is low because owners hold on to these properties. Here's what the numbers look like. The median home price in Georgetown hit over $1.9 million in November 2025. That's a 33.9% increase year over year. It's pretty wild, right? And these homes are moving. The average days on market is around 29, which in a luxury segment like this tells you demand is consistent and strong. Price per square foot runs around $838, significantly higher than most of DC. What makes Georgetown worth these premiums? Walkable access to everything. The M Street retail corridor is right there. Waterfront trails along the Potomac, and the dining scene is one of the best in the city. Plus, there's this intangible quality. Georgetown has maintained its character in a way few historic neighborhoods do. It feels authentic, not manufactured. And speaking of market speed, the data I'm revealing in Spring Valley about days on market is going to blow your mind. Those homes are moving at a completely different pace. But the real trade-offs need your attention. Parking is a nightmare. Most of these historic row homes don't have garages, and street parking is competitive and restricted. The infrastructure is older too. Homes built in the 18th and 19th centuries mean ongoing maintenance and potential surprises with electrical, plumbing, and HVAC systems. Renovation premiums are high because any work needs to respect the historic character while meeting the modern standards. Georgetown also famously has no metro station. That was by design, actually. Residents can access transit via the DC Circulator or walk to Foggy Bottom GW or go to Roslyn. But you're not getting direct metro access like other parts of the city. For some buyers, that's a deal breaker. For others who prioritize neighborhood's character and walkability, it's not an issue. Now, let's shift gears completely and look at where DC's true estate-scale properties command a completely different tier of pricing. Let's start with a fact that will blow your mind. In 1 year, Massachusetts Avenue Heights saw a 157.9% price increase. Those aren't typo numbers, and they reveal exactly where DC's absolute peak wealth is consolidating right now. The median home price here hit $4.5 million in November 2025. And yes, that represents a 157.9% increase year over year. And the median days on market is around 131 days. At this price point, you're not dealing with impulse buyers. These are deliberate, sophisticated purchases. Some of that is market timing and inventory mix. But the point is clear. This is where the absolute peak of DC wealth clusters. What we're talking about are estate-scale bills that are legitimately rare in Washington. The neighborhood developed in the early 20th century as a park-like enclave of large, detached homes on generous wooded lots. Beaux Arts Mansion, homes designed by prominent architects, custom rebuilds, and lots that simply don't exist elsewhere in the city. Land scarcity combined with proximity to the Washington National Cathedral and Rock Creek Park creates exclusivity that buyers at this price point are willing to pay for. The architecture here is significant. These aren't just big houses. They're designed with historical and architectural importance. Many were built during DC's Gilded Age and have been meticulously maintained or updated with massive renovation budgets. When you're walking these streets, you're seeing properties that get featured in architectural publications. Turnover is extremely low. Families buy here and stay for decades, creating tight inventory that supports the pricing. And when properties do come to market, they tend to sit longer. The trade-offs? There are fewer starter options here, obviously. This is not where you're finding your first home in DC. Maintenance expectations are high. Properties at this scale require significant ongoing investments in landscaping, systems, and upkeep. For buyers seeking the pinnacle of DC residential real estate, Mass Ave Heights delivers that estate experience within the city limits. But what if you want something that feels less like a museum piece and more like an actual neighborhood with big yards and quiet streets? In Spring Valley, houses can be sold in 13 days. That's how fast homes are selling here. and it tells you everything about what buyers are chasing. True suburban living without leaving the district. This neighborhood was developed in the 1920s by W.C. and Ann Miller Company on 300 acres of farmland. Picture quiet, curving street lines with colonials and Tudor-style homes on landscaped lots that feel completely removed from downtown DC's intensity. The architectural styles here lean towards those classic designs, with a steady stream of high-budget renovations and expanded rebuilds happening on older lots. You'll also see newer luxury construction where buyers have torn down older homes and built custom estates. The median home price in Spring Valley is around $2.1 million as of November 2025, putting it below Mass Ave heights, but still firmly in the luxury tier. And that 13-day median days on market, that's incredibly fast for this price point and tells you that demand is strong. The value drivers are clear. Lot size is a major factor. Finding substantial yards within DC proper is rare, and Spring Valley delivers that. You've got proximity to major transportation corridors, making commuting more manageable despite the suburban feel. And the neighborhood has this established, stable character with historic ties to prominent residents, including Supreme Court justices and high-ranking government officials. But here's the reality check. There's a wide price spread based upon updates. Some homes are move-in ready with recent high-end renovations. Others need major modernization. Properties built in the 1920s might have original systems, outdated layouts, and deferred maintenance. Buyers need clear eyes about renovation costs if they're not buying a fully updated property. Spring Valley sits within DC's boundaries, which means no state income tax, though DC has its own local income tax, and access to city services while maintaining that completely suburban neighborhood feel. The quiet streets and family-oriented atmosphere attract buyers with kids or those seeking suburban benefits without leaving the city. This suburban oasis fills a specific niche for buyers who want space and tranquility without sacrificing their DC address. And that brings us to the neighborhood that proves old money aesthetics don't always require multi-million-dollar budgets. After covering neighborhoods with million-dollar medians and multi-million-dollar estates, seeing a $570,000 median probably makes you do a double take. But that's exactly the entry point into DC's historic wooded neighborhoods if you know where to look. Cleveland Park was named after President Grover Cleveland, who owned a summer estate in the area. The neighborhood developed rapidly in the 1890s with the arrival of the electric streetcar, and that timeline shows in the architecture. Queen Anne, Victorian, Colonial Revival, and Craftsman-style homes, along with unique Sherman Cottage styles and several historic kit houses. It's architecturally diverse in a way that makes every block feel different. The median home price in Cleveland Park sits at the high 500,000s as of November 2025. And don't let that fool you. This is still a competitive market where properties move in about 44 days on average. What drives desirability here is the combination of historic architecture, wooded streets, and proximity to Rock Creek Park. Cleveland Park sits in upper northwest DC with tree-lined streets and is adjacent to Rock Creek Park, giving residents easy access to trails, green space, and that nature-adjacent feel you don't find in many parts of the city. Plus, you've got metro access via the Red Line at Cleveland Park Station and a vibrant commercial corridor along Connecticut Avenue with bars and restaurants. The housing stock includes large early 1900s homes with substantial lots, landscaped homes, and in some blocks near the commercial corridor, occasional high-end condos and co-ops. There's a long-held inventory here with limited turnover, creating that established neighborhood feel where families stay for generations. Forest Hills, often grouped with Cleveland Park in terms of character and appeal, offers similar architectural diversity in that wooded, established atmosphere. Both neighborhoods attract families, professionals seeking a more suburban feel within the city, and buyers who prioritize walkability, transit access, and proximity to green space. The trade-offs are real. These are older homes, meaning you're dealing with older systems, electrical, plumbing, HVAC. All of that may need updates or replacement. Renovation and upkeep costs can be substantial, especially for properties that haven't been recently updated. Layouts can be variable. Homes from the early 1900s weren't designed with modern open concept living in mind. So some buyers find the floor plans challenging, but you're still getting that old money aesthetic with tree-lined streets, historic homes, and a strong community identity. It's a pathway into DC's established neighborhoods without the multi-million-dollar requirement, which is exactly why buyers who understand value are paying close attention here. Understanding architectural restrictions, renovation complexity, and carrying costs before you tour saves you from expensive mistakes most buyers only recognize after closing. If you're ready to explore properties in any of these historic DC neighborhoods with someone who understands preservation requirements and market dynamics, email me at hello@coalitionpg.com. I'm working with buyers in these submarkets every week. One last thing, check out this next video where I talk about Prince George's County and the $5 billion in development projects landing there are creating opportunities most investors haven't caught on to yet. I'll see you there.